Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're a breakfast show, and at the start of our show, we pinpointed me and Nashwa that we'll be discussing today the upcoming parliamentary elections, and earlier we pinpointed on the importance of the upcoming parliamentary elections, next parliament, and the most important to be highlighted on is that the importance of the women that are going to be participating in the upcoming elections, and how important is the participation of women in the upcoming parliamentary elections, pinpointing that the coming parliamentary elections is the third and last phase of the roadmap that we've been throughout the past year. First, we started out with the constitutional elections, and then with the presidential elections, and we end up with the parliamentary elections. Related to this topic, we have with us today on our show Dr. Maha Mahgoub. We're very happy to have you with us. Dr. Maha Mahgoub, you're a human resources consultant. We're very proud to have you on our show today on Breakfast Show.
Good morning, doctor, and let me jump into the challenges that will face women. Because I remember we talked about something very, very important, that unfortunately even women, when it comes to elections, they don't give their voices to women, and this is something very important. The culture, how women in general can be very much effective, I'm sorry to say, but sometimes more than men, because they are aware of many things that they are living on daily basis, in the street, at the house, in education, in many, many things. So this is one of the main challenges. Correct me if I'm wrong, but no, I feel it, yes.
You're right. Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, we would like to mention that women are representing maybe half the society, maybe they represent 49% of the society, and she is the backbone of the last revolutions, 25th of January and 13th of June. And as you mentioned that the current society are not supporting women anymore.
Women are not trusting each other's.
Maybe due to culture, customs and traditions, maybe political Islamic concept or something like this. Maybe we have the majority of Egyptian women are located from Upper Egypt and from North Egypt, so therefore maybe they have their culture and their traditions. So maybe we can see that the women, the place of women are in home. They have to stay at home. They shouldn't go out to work or to participate in political life.
But Dr. Maha, I think that after the 30th of June revolution, this means of thinking has changed in Egypt, because the women's participation in the revolution was overwhelming, and it was everywhere, and it was very obvious. So I think it's very different. It's not the culture has changed from my point of view.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Now we are talking about two parts. The first part, our customs and traditions and our daily life, and the other thing that nowadays the society and government recognize the important role of Egyptian women. Therefore, they are supporting women by enhancing her role towards community in political, economic, and social fields. So, and on the other hand, they are supporting women to participate in the next parliamentary elections. For example, during the last parliamentary election, women just represented 2.2% of the elected women. And nowadays, maybe in the next parliament, maybe we can find that maybe 7 seats will be granted to women. 14 of them will be allocated by the president, and the other 56 seats will be allocated by list or something.
How many seats do you expect?
For women, 70. So the total 567.
So we're foreseeing more and increasing participation of women in the upcoming parliamentary elections.
Yes, I think it will reach about 12%. But compared with other Arab countries, we are not matching with other Arab countries.
Not enough, but still, even I know you are saying whatever you are saying, I agree with. But the point is, we're talking about what is logic, but what is on the ground is completely different again. And you know, even I saw many people, we saw many reports, we saw many of the feedbacks even let me put it like this. For example, if you want to find a lawyer, if you want to find a doctor, you're not going to go to the man. You're going to look for the famous name, the males again prevailing. And
some of them are famous or women, you know.
Well, I know you're defending. I'm a woman. You're defending, but I'm talking about
very famous ones
something existing on the ground, and maybe you feel it because we talked about this very lately, I believe so.
But I think that it's going to be
things are better.
I think it's changing. I think from a point of view, since the terrestrial revolution,
is optimistic, but I always like to put, to put negative things first, so that to expect, yes.
But what was very obvious during the terrestrial revolution, that the women's voice was really loud. Women made a very good part in the revolution. We changed.
Our voices have always been loud.
We changed a lot in the revolution, and it was very important. The women's voices was always loud and was always very heard everywhere.
Yes, right, you're right.
The most important part now is how to select, and because always the problem was that sometimes we have women, but they were not that effective. So that's why people were not, they did not trust.
Yes.
We need to see some new faces and efficient, who can just perform efficiently, because again, the woman in general is the Minister of the Minister of Education. She is carrying out things every day in her house that I believe the man is not capable of.
Yes. I think government and the society should look at women as a leader in the society, and she plays an important role as a leader. So we have to look at her previous and current achievement. What did she do? What about her important role? We would like to raise up her capabilities and a lot of important characteristics which improve her role towards the next parliamentary periods and so on.
Yes, this is something very important, because we need to be more effective. And actually, let's put it like this, not only regarding women, each one of us has to be effective in his position, efficiency, because again, the word efficiency, accuracy are the most important words now.
I think working women are considered as role model for other women. So maybe if you are presenting in a good image and good effectiveness, so maybe other women can follow up you. And so maybe I would like to be like you. I would like to be a leader. I would like to be a manager or something like this. So we have to play women as leaders are playing an important role to be a good role model for other women.
What do you foresee for women in the coming parliamentary elections? How optimistic are you, and
I think she's going to play an important role, but let's talk about the obstacles which face women during the parliament elections. Challenges, of course, because maybe parties and syndicates are not supporting women very well, and of course, if we notice the previous elections, maybe we can find some obstacles related to rumors for women or something like this. Maybe she is not supported financially and technically wise, so maybe she cannot find financial support to have elections campaign or something like this. Maybe she can find
this is what I talked about at the very beginning. I mean, how people can trust her is just to support her in her campaign, because away from the parties, let's talk about the percentage of the individuals in the parliament. How far the woman can be capable of just moving into the elections and taking all the procedures as an individual.
Yes, as individuals, that we cannot see that about 78% will be individual elections. So which means that it will be main obstacle for women. So she has to depend on herself. She has to have financially capabilities, in order to expand. Yes, for example, they have announced that the maximum limit of election campaign would be 500,000 Egyptian pounds. Which is very good. But if we can see women, if she's an individual and she's going to go into the parliament, so that she has £500,000 in order to be expanded in the election process.
But this woman could be supported by a party.
By parties, if it will be by parties, maybe it will be okay by parties, or by list, it's okay. But we are so happy because maybe 50% of allocated seats for the next parliament